Hello, and welcome to Studio 415. On today's show, you will see the impact that social media has on hot-button issues. You'll find out how the juvenile court system works for minors, and you'll go inside the tallest building in Fort Wayne. All of that and more coming up next.
Sometimes we have, trials for 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds. That's a very complicated process.
That are interesting in the spring when the baby chicks are hatching. You can watch the falcons.
Good route for Mason. And that's a one-handed catch. That's two for Mason.
On the week of September 7th, the list for candidates to be on the homecoming court was released. However, a female student's birth name was listed on the male side, causing widespread outrage on social media. In my story, I explore how the incident has sparked greater conversation on the effects of social media and its contribution to student lives. What began as a computer-generated mistake blew up over social media. Several Carroll alumni expressed their outrage over the incident on Twitter, even starting a Change.org petition that accumulated over 9,000 signatures in 2 weeks. Other students took the opportunity on social media to express their personal and opposing beliefs on gender identity. The role that social media played on both sides of the issue has attracted the attention of Carroll administrators. Principal Brandon Bidding believes that social media contributes to many problems at school.
I would say it would be a large percent of the issues that we have probably stem back to issues that come from social media posts, whether it's inappropriate pictures, whether it's just inappropriate comments.
Carroll students say they witnessed a stream of anti-homosexual and anti-transsexual comments on Snapchat private stories after the incident, raising the question of the power social media has to harm others. A Department of Education study revealed that students who identified as non-heterosexual had reported being electronically bullied almost twice as much as heterosexual students. Among schools that reported hate crimes, gender identity and sexuality were second only to race and ethnicity as the target of the crime. Carroll senior Julia Wiersma believes that the feelings of others are often disregarded in the online environment.
We are very blind to people's emotions when we're online, so we all just kind of say whatever we want and we don't think about the consequences.
On September 29th, NACS released an anti-harassment statement via email condemning bullying and the mistreatment of students. The Carroll administration has done everything in their power to adhere to these guidelines, but in the world of social media, comments and actions are able to go undetected by the administration, as the school cannot monitor everything that happens online.
Again, the challenge that we face is just the several different outlets that it can exist in and coming back and proving who said what, how did it start, and things like that. So those will always be challenges. And so I think, the basic code at which we're trying to follow is a solid practice.
If you or someone you know is having difficulty with bullying or harassment, please reach out to a teacher, trusted adult, or guidance counselor. Even if you feel they won't be able to help, they will find someone who will. Guidance counselor slips can be filled out at the guidance office, and if unsure, text BRAVE to the number 741-741 for further help. Above all, reach out to someone who looks like they're struggling. A simple, "How are you?" or "How has your day been?" could mean more than you know. For Studio 415, I'm Alan Sizemore. Oftentimes, students have misconceptions and negative connotations behind what juvenile detention means for children and minors. Studio 415 reporter JP Cesantio went to the juvenile courts to help dispel some myths, and he joins us in the studio with his report.
Thank you, Alan. I sat down with the faculty and judicial officers of the Allen County Juvenile Center to learn what they do for our justice system. The Allen County Juvenile Center, also known as ACJC, carries out a number of functions within its building. These include juvenile housing, alternative school, court hearings, and a secure detention center. With their 4 courtrooms, they handle cases involving juvenile delinquency or family-related issues. A child could get involved in the court system if they are under 18 and are either apprehended by law enforcement or referred to by an agency such as a school. Assistant Chief Probation Officer Greg Peters states that the court often sees minor crimes and misdemeanors.
We see anything the adult system sees, except we deal with status offenses, which means those are offenses only kids under the age of 18 can commit, which is leaving home, which is runaway, and like minor consumption.
On the other hand, juvenile courts do not handle more serious crimes such as murder, which are waived to adult court for minors above the age of 16, but also they do not handle smaller infractions such as speeding violations. Proceedings of these cases could take one of two ways: informal and formal. An informal case often takes the route of deferral programs, such as counseling. It's a simple promise to a course of actions in agreement to a prosecutor's office and a juvenile's probation. In a formal proceeding, however, if a child admits to a crime, then they are adjudicated. Judge of the Allen County Superior Court, Andrea Trevino, explains that juvenile courts don't use the term found guilty, but instead adjudicated in their process.
In an adult world, they call that found guilty or pleading guilty, correct? We don't use that term in juvenile. We don't use the found guilty. We use adjudicated. It just means that you're found to have committed what you're accused of.
If a child denies the charges, however, they are brought to a trial called a fact-finding, in which they are assigned a public defender. These fees for the public defender could be altered to fit the family's financial situations as well. Finally, unlike adult courts, juvenile proceedings do not include a jury in order to maintain confidentiality. Instead, juvenile cases are tried by the judge. Either way, the court uses the fact find to determine whether the juvenile is adjudicated or not. After being adjudicated, the child is sent out to a dispositional hearing, which determines whether they are detained, put on probation, or released. Although ACJC carries out the hearings of juvenile court cases, a large part of their job is to rehabilitate those who are adjudicated, whether that be through social work or school education. Juveniles housed in the detention center will find that they won't have access to many items that they have in their typical life. This is because ACJC wants to make the conditions healthy and livable, but not lavish and comfortable.
People think that that's more just like a kid jail or somewhere where you just sit in a room and don't do anything. That's far from what we do here. We're very program oriented. So our juveniles that are actually physically housed in the detention center, rarely are they spending time in their room, and we have lots of programs that do with the kids to keep them active.
One of these programs is the Allen County Learning Academy, or the ACLA, which is a school located underneath ACJC. Often, these programs are targeted towards children who may have tough family lives or discipline issues, which the ACLA assists in each step of the way.
The ACLA is run by all 4 local school districts, so we have kids from Northwest Allen, Southwest Allen, East Allen, and Fort Wayne Community. And every school district is given 25 seats for their kids. And it is an amazing program. All the teachers down there are licensed and highly qualified, and they love having kids down there. So it's a very, very unique program.
The school is designed to give most of the learning materials and opportunities other schools would provide. However, their list of elective courses will be much smaller and may feature more relevant subjects considering the cases that bring the kids to ACJC. Overall, ACJC's goal is to rehabilitate and ensure kids do not get in any more trouble. Therefore, along with receiving educations, they include on-site counseling to assist with their psychological needs and address negative behavior.
So how do we create a plan that addresses what's going on right now? And the goal is always to rehabilitate and to increase the odds that we will never see them again back at our center, and that they will become uninvolved with the criminal justice system going forward.
For Studio 415, I'm JP Susantio.
Now we will take a look at the upcoming forecast. Fu, looks like we're going to see some rain later this week.
I appreciate it, Alan. Wednesday through Thursday, there appears to be a chance of rain, but if we take a closer look into the northern Rockies of Montana, it looks like there will be a brief period of snow that will move east into Michigan from Wednesday into Thursday. Winter may be coming sooner than we think. However, snow will not reach Indiana. In the Midwest, there will be projected rain Wednesday morning. However, it'll quickly die out, leaving the rest of the day partly cloudy. Wednesday is high of 59 with a low of 46. Thursday, there's still a chance of rain, however, it'll be very low. It'll be a high of 73 and a low of 61 and mostly sunny. Enjoy the few days of warm weather that we have left this year. Taking a look at the rest of the week, Friday, there's a 60% chance of rain. It follows the same trend as Thursday with the same high temperature of 72, but if we get into the night, it'll drop to 37. The Chargers do not take on anyone this week, so there will be no need to worry about bringing umbrellas or sweatshirts to the football game. Finishing the rest of the week off, Saturday, the cross-country team heads to semi-state at Huntington, where the morning will be cold in the low 40s. Make sure to stay warm before towing the line. As it gets closer to the afternoon, it'll reach a high of 52 and be partly cloudy, having the same low as Friday night being 37 degrees. Into Sunday, it'll be a week low at 50 degrees, dropping to 43. Make sure you stay warm and start finding the old sweaters in your closet. Have a blessed week, Carroll, and stay safe. That's all from me. Back to you, Alan.
For this week's Charger Challenge, we'll send it out to Andy Newman, who is on the gridiron with a challenge for some of our football players.
Welcome to Season 3, Week 6 of the Charger Challenge. I'm your host, Andy Newman, and today we're going to have 4 wide receivers from the football team doing a wide receiver challenge, all to win the Studio 415 Cup 3.
Mason Engler. I went to Hickory Center and Oakview Elementary School, and I'm going to win because I played the 5th quarter in middle school.
My name is Bowden Height. I'm from Eel River Elementary School, and I'm going to win because I have Odell Beckham's haircut.
Hi, I'm Jameson Coverstone, Oakview Elementary School, and I'm going to win because we're using a small football and I have small hands.
Cooper Rudolph. I went to Perry Hill Elementary School. I'm going to win because I have the most drops on the team.
All right, guys, you will have 3 different catches that you can make. You can make a one-handed catch for 1 point, a regular catch for 0, and if you don't catch it, that's negative 1 point. You guys ready? Yeah. All right, let's do this thing.
Ready.
Bowden, you're up first. Ready for your 5-yard route? Go right ahead. Bowden, can he catch it? Oh, no! That's a negative 1 for Bowden. Mason, you ready? Go right ahead. Mason with the slip. Can he catch it one-handed? Yes, he can. Mason with 1 point right there. All right, Jameson, go right ahead. Oh, Jameson with the slip. Can he still catch it with one hand? No, he can't. Negative 1 for Jameson. Oh, my God. Cooper, you were up last. Are you ready, sir? Go right ahead. Cooper didn't slip this time, thank God, and still caught it. He has 0 points. Bowden, you ready? First up in the second round. Go right ahead. Oh, close for Bowden. That is not good. Jeff is just failing. Hold on. Mason is in the lead with 1 point. Mason, are you ready? Go right ahead. Good route for Mason. And that's a one-handed catch. That's 2 for Mason. 2 points for Mason. Jeff favoring him like he does on Fridays. Go right ahead, Jameson. The one-handed catch for Jameson. That's 1 point. Cooper up in the second round with the GoPro. Cooper, you ready?
Yep.
Go right ahead. Cooper has 0 points right now. Let's see if he can get some. Jeez. Nope, he still has 0. Final round for Bowden. He has negative 2 points. He's basically doomed at this point. Bowden, go right ahead. Bowden running to go. Can he catch it? Jeff is just killing him with this. Jeff is killing him today. That's negative 3 for Bowden. Didn't catch 1. All right, Mason, up in the third round. He is in the lead with 2. Are you ready, Mason? Go right ahead. Mason also running to go. Jeff with a much better throw this time. One-handed, no! All right, Jameson, you ready? Go right ahead. Running to go, 2. Jeff, can he throw a better ball to Jameson? Yes, he can. That's 1. Ooh, Jameson and Mason are tied. And Jeff really does hate Bowden. Cooper, you have 0 points. If you catch this one-handed, you can also be in the finale with Jameson and Mason. Are you ready?
Yep.
Go right ahead. To be in the finale, Cooper catches one-handed. No! Off the fingertips. We have Jameson and Mason in the final showdown. All right, for the tiebreaker round, Mason has to go up against Bowden in order to catch the ball and win. Mason, you ready? Go right ahead. Bowden cannot cover. This is why he plays wide receiver. That was a terrible throw by Jeff. Oh no, Mason caught that. Terrible throw. Never mind, I thought it was bad. All right, Jameson, in order to win, you have to catch it one-handed or at least catch it to continue to tie. Are you ready? Go. Put the moves on Bowden. No! Mason has just won this competition. Close for Jameson, just needs to be a little bit taller. After the challenge, the man, the myth, the absolute Carroll football legend, Mason Engler has won. How do you feel, sir?
I feel great. Thank you to my day one supporters. Jameson's been really good to me. Same with Jeff.
Other guys, how do you feel?
It's sad. It's just the sun, honestly.
It was not the sun. Charger Challenge.
Many people know about the Indiana-Michigan Power Building in downtown Fort Wayne, but not many know what's inside. Studio 415 reporter Evan Bushman has the details.
In my story, I sat down with the people who own and work in the building to learn more about the Indiana-Michigan Power Center and how you can get involved with it. On 110 East Washington Boulevard, Fort Wayne's tallest building stands. The Indiana-Michigan Power Center, formerly known as One Summit Square, is the largest steel-reinforced concrete building in Indiana. This building is 27 stories and stretches 442 feet high. After about 4 years of construction, the building was finished in 1982. It was originally owned by One Summit Associates but was bought by Hanning & Bean in 2014 and has since been renovated. The Indiana-Michigan Power Center actually houses around 13 different businesses today, and on a daily basis there is around 1,400 employees that work throughout the building. As the companies continue to grow and expand, the need for more workers will grow. Vice President of Hanning & Bean Enterprises Incorporated and current owner of the building, Bill Bean, believes you can start getting involved now and have a possible future career opportunity here.
Well, several of the major businesses over there are Indiana-Michigan Power, our CIRVA, which is a nationwide, actually an international moving company and relocation services, and Chase Bank. So to the best of my knowledge, all of those have programs, okay, for internships and stuff like that, which is a good way for, people that are interested in those types of businesses to get involved.
There are also several floors that are open to the public that you could go to yourself, including Chase Bank on the ground floor and a restaurant on the 13th floor. However, in order to keep the employees and public safe at this time, the restaurant is temporarily closed and social distancing is encouraged at the building. Along with that, several employees have been doing the majority of their work remotely. While working throughout the building, maintenance manager Mike Dre notices the impact of COVID and how empty it has been recently.
A lot of people working from home, so it's kind of empty and just makes a lot more work for us.
Most employees are expected to return in the next few months. For almost 2 decades, falcons have nested and lived on top of the building, being cared for and checked on by the Indiana Department of Natural Resources, the Soarin' Hawk Avian Rescue, and Indiana-Michigan Power, all while being recorded by what they call the Falcon Cam, which was set up in the early 90s by the IDNR to track and monitor the birds. Although Bean may work out of his office, when he does visit the building, he finds that the view may just be his favorite thing.
The view from the top is phenomenal. If you get up there on the top, you can actually see the 3 rivers and really be proud of the fact that so much green. Normally when you look at a city our size, there's a lot of asphalt, a lot of, buildings.
With thousands of employees and multiple businesses, you never know. You may find yourself being employed here one day. For Studio 415, I'm Evan Bushman.
That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching. If there's a story you'd like us to cover, please let us know by sending an email to Bob Johnston. For all of us here at Studio 415, have a great week, Carroll.
Walk the halls with me.